Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time being here, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for clicking on this video. In this video, I'm going to show you how you could design a rhinestone template to incorporate glitter. No, you don't have to only use glitter. You could also use puff vinyl, because the method that I'm going to show you, you can certainly use puff to make it. But this is the result of what I'm going to show you how to do. I'm going to show you how to design it, how to bring it into Cricut Design Space, and how to cut it. Now, if that is something you're interested in, do continue watching. So let's head over to Silhouette Studio. Okay guys, we are in Silhouette Studio. I did this already in another video, but I realized that it wasn't showing up when I was clicking on the option, so that would not help you at all in any way. So I'll have to start over from scratch. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go over here where you see this A. This is your text. I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to click anywhere on my canvas, and I'm going to write the word loved in bold caps. When I write the word loved, I am going to change this font. So what I'm going to do, you're going to take your mouse and you're going to run it over the word, and you're going to see some dash lines come up over the words. You should ensure that the dash is around all the words so you'll know that it is highlighted. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this a little bit bigger for you to see, okay, by pulling on the corners. What the corners does is that it makes it proportional. So the height is going to change with the width. That's what it means when I say it's proportional. The height is going to change by the same amount as the width is going to change by the same amount. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to change the font. So I'm going to go over here to my right where you see this A and this vertical bar. You're going to click on that, and then I'm going to change this one to a font that is called New Hopes. I'm going to click on it. So when I click on it, I am just going to stretch it out big enough for you to see it. So what you need to do is to stretch it in such a way that you'll have about 3/4 of the measurement that you'll want. Now, this is not an accurate or true size of the measurement that you're going to use. Why? Because if you look at the top and you look at the bottom, you'll see that there's a lot of space between these letters. So before I do anything, what I'm going to do, because when I put an offset around this, I don't want the letters to be touching, because that's the style that I'm looking for. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go down to the bottom where you see character spacing, and I'm going to stretch it out just a bit so that the letters have space, so that when I make an offset on it, then it will not touch each other. They will all be individual letters, if you understand what I'm saying. So I did it once, and I think that is okay. I don't want it too much. Now that I've done that, I could go ahead and take care of the space that is in between the letter. The space I'm talking about is this space right here. Okay? So I'm going to take care of that so that it gives me a true size of what I'm working with. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go up here where it says object, and I'm going to go down to where it says convert to path. So when I click on convert to path, you're going to see that all that space is gone. So now I could go ahead and manipulate this how I want it. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to drag it down a little bit just to make that letter a little bit more pronounced vertically. So what I'm going to do now, after I put the offset and everything, I could always go ahead and size it. And I could also go ahead and size it up to the point that I put my rhinestones in. Okay? But after you release rhinestones, you cannot size again. So you still have little time to change your mind on what font, what size I'm gonna do. So what I'm gonna do now, I am going to go over here where you see this little star. So it's like a star with a star inside, and that's the offset panel. You're gonna click on that offset panel. You're gonna ensure that your word is selected, and then you're gonna go up here where it says offset. So I'm gonna click on that offset, and if you notice, you see that there's no none of the letters are touching when I make the offset, which is what I want. No, I want to make my offset a 0.310, a 0.130. Why? Because a rhinestone, a 10SS rhinestone, is about 0.130. So I know that if I make that offset, then I will have enough space for the rhinestones to fit. So now that I have that, it's already there. Usually it's defaulted to 0.125. You could go ahead and change it to a 0.13. So when I do that, I'm going to press apply. When you press apply, there are a few things that's going to happen. One, you're going to see a box around each of the letters. It means that the letters are all ungrouped. So before you do anything, I want you to go up to where it says object, and I want you to group it. When you do that, I'm going to change the color. Okay, I'm going to change, let me undo first. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to, for the inside letter, for the inside, I'm going to change the color so that you see what I'm doing. Okay, so inside letter of love, it's purple. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the box that is beside it right here, and I'm going to take that line off because there's a line around it. Some of you may not realize there's a line, but there's a line. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to change the offset that I did, and I'm going to put a yellow, okay, just for you to have some clarity on what I'm doing. Okay, so now this is what I have. I'm going to see if I could just zoom up a little bit so that you see exactly what's happening here. Okay, so now my offset is selected. How do I know? Because if I go up here, it's showing yellow, and the yellow is the offset. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select both of them. No, I know that both of them is selected because this dash line is around both of the offset and the purple layer. So now I know that they're selected. But what I want to do is, if I should move the purple layer, you're going to see that the word is behind, the word love is in solid. It has a solid background at the back. No, you cannot go and make rhinestones with background at the back. So what you're going to do, you're going to cut out the word love out of the yellow layer. To do that, you're going to go down here where you see this rectangle and this circle. It's called the modify panel. So I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to go here where it says subtract. Now, when I press subtract, it's going to look like nothing happened. But if I should click off and I move this, you're going to see that that part is hollowed out. And that's what we want. So that's what subtract does. It hollows out what is at the back. Now, let me undo. So now we know that that is out. If I should go ahead and apply rhinestones to this, you're going to find that the rhinestones are going to be on top of the yellow one. And you don't want that because the yellow layer is what we're going to use for our glitter vinyl, or if you're going to use puff vinyl, it can also be used too. So we don't want the rhinestones to be touching that yellow layer. So what we're going to do, I'm going to click on the purple layer. Now I know that my purple layer is selected because guess what? It's showing purple here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go back to my offset panel, and instead of making an offset, I'm going to make an internal offset. So that's this one. So internal, inside. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna click on it. I'm going to leave it at a 0.13, okay? And I'm gonna press apply. Now when that happens, remember, it's gonna be ungrouped. So I'm gonna go up here before I do anything to object, and I'm gonna group it. So that layer right there, I'm going to change the color to a green, okay? And I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna take the line off. Now that green layer, that's what we want. But you see that purple layer, we don't need it anymore. So I'm gonna select on purple, I'm gonna delete that. Now, this is what we have. Now, you could go ahead and manipulate it however you want. You could change the size. Um, so I want to keep it at this size. So what I'm going to do now, I am going to select that green layer. I'm going to go down to my rhinestone panel. I'm going to open it. And I'm going to add my rhinestones to that green layer. So this is I'm gonna do the radial fill. Now, this looks good, but I want my rhinestones to be much closer. So I'm gonna go down to here where it says spacing, and I'm going to change my spacing from a 0.039 to a 0.015. And that looks so much better. So all I would have to do now is to go ahead, release my rhinestones. After I release my rhinestones, I'm going to move stones around and put stones where stones are needed. So for example, let me zoom up on this here could have gotten some more rhinestones. So I would go ahead, I would fix all of those, right? So before you do that, what you need to do is to release the rhinestones. So this part is very important. Ensure that your size is the size that you want it, because now after you've released the rhinestones, you will not be able to go ahead and to resize them. If you do that, if you go ahead and resize the stones, you're gonna have stones that doesn't fit in the hole, okay? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and release because my size is okay. So I'm gonna release my rhinestones. Okay, when you release your rhinestones, you're gonna notice that a box comes around each of the rhinestones, and all you're gonna do is to duplicate a stone and put it where it's supposed to go. So I already did all of this because I've done this video and it didn't work. It wasn't showing for some reason. So all you have to do is to delete, duplicate a stone, put them where they're supposed to go. Okay, so I'm not gonna do all this step. So say for instance, we have moved around our stones, we like what we have. Now it is time for us to put it back together. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to I'm gonna go to edit, and then I'm gonna go to select by color. Then I'm gonna go to the by fill. I'm going to select the green. You notice all the rhinestones are selected. You're gonna go to object. You're gonna first group it. After you group, it's gonna become one again. Now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make it a compound path. You make it a compound path, what you're telling the software that you're gonna use to cut it out is that treat this word love as one image. That is what a compound path does. It tells the software, cut the word love, L-O-V-E-D, as one image or one object. Okay? So it's similar to weld. When you weld something in Cricut Design Space, you make it just one thing, okay? So it's the same thing with the compound path. So when you make it a compound path, the color is gonna go away. All you have to do, go back and put your color, and then go back to the side, take the stones off, okay? Now I'm gonna do the same thing with the yellow, okay? I'm gonna go up here and I'm gonna make it a compound path. The color is gonna go away. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put back my color, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to take it off. Now this is ready to be sent to Cricut Design Space or to be cut out. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to up here, select both of them, and I'm gonna group it. Now all you have to do is to save it. So to save it, I'm not gonna save it because I already have one that I did. Let me show you. This is it. I already did one already. So all you have to do is to go here where it says File, go to Save Selection, and save it as a hard drive. Now when you're saving it, you need to save it as an SVG file. If you do not save it as an SVG file, it will not come into Cricut Design Space so that you could cut it out. All right, so I'll see you on the other side. I hope you do enjoy this section of the video. Hey guys, we are in Cricut Design Space. The first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get the file that I just did. I'm gonna go to upload. I'm gonna press upload. I'm gonna browse. And I'm gonna search for glitter. That's what I don't even remember what I saved it as. Love glitter. I'm gonna press open. This is it. I'm gonna press upload. I'm gonna click on it and I'm gonna add it to canvas. So the first thing you're gonna do is to check to see if the size is the same as you did it in Silhouette Studio. Now this is very, very important because if you don't check the size of the right size, then the rhinestones will not cut the correct way. So this is what you're gonna have. The size is perfect. So what I'm gonna do, remember there are 2 layers. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna hit and make it. I'm gonna press save. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to cut out the green with using glitter HTV or HTV setting, and then I am going to cut out the rhinestones. Okay, so remember, when you're cutting HTV, you have to mirror, but you do not need to mirror the Lord loved. Okay, this one you don't need to mirror that. You just need to go ahead and cut it out as it is. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna press continue. My machine is not turned on, but for the glitter you're gonna use everyday iron on to cut it out. And then for the word loved, which is the rhinestone, you could use the cardstock method or whatever method you cut your um rhinestones on. I make my own setting. If you're interested in seeing how I do that, just leave me a comment and I'll be happy to show you. And I'm just gonna cut this out and then we're gonna put it together. So I'll see you soon. Okay guys, so I went ahead and I weeded out my designs. This is what it looks like when I weeded out the glitter. I'm using black glitter vinyl, and this is the Make Market brand. This is what I have when I cut out my flock. Okay, so for this project guys, I'm gonna use this heather gray shirt. No, I don't have any other color shirt, and that is why I opted to use the heather gray. So the color that I'm gonna use on this heather gray, I'm gonna use just crystals. Okay, so I'm gonna use crystals for this project. You're gonna need a lint roller. And you're gonna need a brush to brush in your rhinestones. I'm gonna put these aside. Then I'm gonna start brushing in my crystals. Okay, so now all you do is you put it down, commit, don't even think about it. Okay. If one doesn't come up, go back, put it down. There you go. Okay guys, so I'm gonna take my shirt and I'm gonna lint roll my shirt. Okay guys, so I already pre-pressed my shirt, lint roll my shirt. What I'm gonna do, I'm going to pre-press it. Okay, take out the wrinkles and I'm gonna find the middle. Okay, so I'm gonna do the glitter first because this is gonna be pressed at 315 degrees, and I'm gonna find the middle. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead, find the middle. Okay. And I'm gonna press this for just 10 seconds first. This is a cold peel, so I'm gonna peel it. This is a hot peel rather. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm going to put down my rhinestones. Okay, so I'm gonna press it. Okay guys, so this is the result of what we just did. Let me know what you think in the comment section. You can also do this with puff. So I'll see you in my next one. Bye.